What's going on, guys? So, exciting news. We're in the car as usual, and it's Sunday. Sorry, I had a car backing up at me. And you get to stare at the back of the steering wheel. Exciting news. IKEA is open. So I'm finally going to do the thing that I have been planning on doing forever. Sorry if the AC is kind of loud. I'm trying to talk over it. I'm getting my new desk, and I can't get the new Billy that I want. I wanted the new tall, skinny Billy, but I just remembered I'm already going to be restructuring the shelves and getting rid of Marvel Legends. So I'm already going to have a lot more space for other things. So basically what I'm getting is a half-size Billy. I'm going to get a half-size full-width Billy for my backlog, and then that'll gain me quite a bit of space. And of course, having the desk will allow me to organize things a lot better, around my floor and whatnot. So, yay for that. I am happy that they're finally open, and I know that things are changing around here at the moment for restaurants and social distancing. They didn't say anything about retailers, but it is what it is. So I'm going to take advantage of it while I can. I do have a mask. Obviously, I'm going to try to be safe. I assume that it'll be somewhat crowded, but I'm not going into the store part. I'm going to only go into the warehouse. I always suggest, if you know what you're getting at IKEA, look up the location in the store and just go pick it up off the shelf in the thing. If you're not there shopping, if you're just there buying like I am, I know what I'm after, just going to go pick it up. Now, I could have ordered it online and then picked it up that way, but it was also fairly well misleading, because it said I could order it online, but then I checked and the Billies weren't in stock. So that sucks. Now, if I go there and they just happen to be in stock, I'm definitely going to get the Billy I want versus the Billy I'm going to get. So a half-size Billy only gets me so far, no pun intended. I really wanted a tall, skinny Billy just for my statues, but really being able to move my backlog to its own shelf and then basically gaining back 2 whole shelves by getting rid of Marvel Legends. I'm going to move my Power Rangers from where they are in their own skinny Billy. I'm going to put my statues there and put the Power Rangers elsewhere. I might pick up an extra Billy shelf because some of the shelves are a bit spaced out, so it'll probably help just to grab an extra shelf for the heck of it. And then I'm going to go from there. It's kind of the hard part about planning out these displays, but I'm going to stop filming because it's a really uncomfortable way to film. I'm sure it looks terrible, probably sounds terrible, and I've just got a long way to drive, so check in once I'm back home. Well, that was not as fruitful as it should have been. Drove all the way down here, sold out of the desk. I looked at it again and it showed they had 1 in stock. So whether that was the display or it was the only one they had, that sucks. I did get the small Billy. It's in the trunk. It's one of the only things I bought that can fit sideways in the trunk. I did buy a spare shelf so I could add another shelf to one of the pre-existing Billies. That sucks. So now I have to keep an eye on it. See, one thing I like is they used to tell you how many were in stock. Like there was a gauge that said, availability. If I had known it was only 1, I wouldn't have come down here for that. They definitely altered the website a little bit since I was last using it. I noticed that when I pulled it up at home. I mean, I wasn't going to leave with nothing, so I at least got that. I'm hot. So they're implementing, letting only bursts of people in at a time. For all the good that does, because there's still so they'll have 80 people in line. I'm going to let them in 30 at a time. But inside is just as crowded as usual. Almost everybody I saw, almost everyone is wearing a mask. So they are taking it seriously. But here in Harris County, Houston proper, they did say masks are required. So, if you're in public, out in a retail location, stuff like that, if you're indoors, you got to be wearing a mask. So, that sucks that I didn't come get what I wanted. Came all the way down here. I thought about going through the lights and stuff, but at that point I'm like, I'm just gonna go. I've already wasted enough time today. So it's been an hour and a half since I left the house, and usually the drive back sucks worse. So that's what I'm gonna do. I gotta cool down. You can see I'm really sweating. I got jeans on, so it's really hot. Checkout was moving faster than I thought it would, but not that great. And there were lines of people who like needed help finding stuff. I was like, look it up. Like, what the people at the counter are going to tell you is the same thing, or people who needed help getting their stuff. I'm like, I did help some girls who needed, I don't even know what the heck I pulled down for them. I think it was a tabletop. I don't even know. She was not quite tall enough to reach the thing, so she's trying to pull it out. And, I'm not the tallest guy, but I can do it. I can reach overhead. So I just said, hey, you need help with that? And they're like, yes, please. So I pulled it down for them. I'm a nice guy. I do these things. This is like, she was struggling. Like, she's literally full extension trying to get this thing off the top for herself. I'm like, let me get that, please. Okay. It's like, better than having it fall on her head, So I'm going to go home, knock this Billy out, start reorganizing a bit. I'll probably do a lot more tomorrow, but I can get at least some things. If I can move my backlog, or at least get all of my current backlog on the new shelf, that'll free up at least some stuff. That's one thing that's a good goal for me, is get some things up and moved. And like I said, the goal is to move stuff from one place to another. Like I said, I'm getting rid of the Marvel Legends. I'm probably gonna make a sales post about that. Either that, or I'll see if Bedrock City wants them, because they can always resell them. That's something that's always a thing. So maybe I'll figure that out specifically tomorrow. I don't feel like doing a ton of work, but if I can move some things. I'm really just bummed by the desk not being available, because that was the single biggest upgrade I can have, because that'll change how I organize the stuff I use. And right now I'm stuck with the way I have it currently set up. It also helped the floor plan of the room. So I guess I'll just keep checking stock every now and then, see what's up, but I'm gonna head home. Alright guys, so it's a couple hours later. Drove home, did the thing, built a Billy. So it is like the perfect size. I'll show it off a little bit closer later. I'm about to live stream. But I've got a good chunk of my backlog moved, as you can see. So it used to be here, now it's there. Now the bottom two shelves, I guess I could turn it this way, show it off a little bit better. So, like that. And that's my spare shelf. So like I said, I think what I'm going to do is the Power Rangers shelf, I'm going to empty that out, move it all over here. So a lot of action figures all in one spot, basically. And then I'll move my Naruto statues to the lit shelves. And I think that'll be good. I'll do that tomorrow. I did also just film the Barbatos update as well, so I can edit that after I live stream. I'm going live stream a bit early so that I can get that done all tonight. I do have Ratchet just chilling out here as well. I feel kind of accomplished. I'm still not happy about the fact that they didn't have my desk. It still says there's one in stock. No. So, I mean, it's possible that is just the display, but I wasn't gonna like hunt it down and be like, all right, take this bitch apart, I'm taking it home. I want a brand new one in a box. So I'll keep an eye out online until they have refills. And this is technically like go back to school time, even though I don't know how that's gonna work out with the beer flu. So I would assume that's why a lot of desks. They had other ones. They had what's called an Alex or another one. Not big enough. Not for me. Then they also had this one that's very much like the one PewDiePie has. I could actually buy that same desk or table that has the electric raise and lower, stuff like that, but I like the one that I'm after. It has the drawers. It has a thing for the cables to hide, because that's going to be super important for the way I want to set things up. You know, basically it's a big boy desk, so to speak. Still IKEA desk, but it's a big boy desk. But I'm happy to have more shelf space, because I really did need that. And then even in the future, if I do want to get another tall, skinny Billy, I still have space, or the wifey said I could move the shelf elsewhere if we need to. She said she did like the idea that it's a shorter one. And it didn't have to take anything off the wall. That was actually nice. But, working within the space I have is a good thing. And I reorganized a little bit, put all the things that I'm going to build next in one spot, put all my Star Wars stuff together, put all my Flame Toy stuff together, got my more master grade stuff together. So having that bit of space did make a difference. I also combined a couple boxes that I didn't realize were the way they were. So now I'm tired. I've been tired. I'm just sweaty now. But that'll give me space to do a lot more. And I'm thinking down the line for like my Transformers I've got going on there. So say I want to, because obviously I'm going to keep collecting the Legend scale. So if I want to keep getting these guys together, I can build that out as an outdoor scene, move some people, and then like turn that shelf over there into like an indoor diorama, stuff like that. And then if I could get all my Planet X stuff in one spot. So I think if I get rid of my Marvel Legends, I think I can get all my Planet X stuff like one above each other. And I keep saying if. It's a win. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. I need to see if Bedrock City will buy all... I know they sell loose figures. So I'm going to message them and see if I can just bring in the collection. I'll bring in like all the accessories I've got in a tub. Be like, here's all the accessories, here's all the characters. Give me a fair price for them, Even at a couple bucks pop, that'll put me at, $50, $60 probably, maybe a little bit more. So, but that's it for now. I gotta get set up for the rest of the live stream. Gotta go get the new box, get all the stuff out that I built yesterday. It is so funny that that's what happened. That I finished the live stream, middle of the afternoon. I just relaxed for a little bit, doing some other stuff. And then I did an out-the-box review for Ratchet. Which I need to start putting the out-the-box stuff up on the Patreon. But I go outside to do something completely nonchalant, and then there's the box sitting there. And tracking showed no update, so that's funny. So, it's not going to be the normal Shoky Sunday live that people expect, but I don't care. So we'll see. We'll see what is up. So, check in tomorrow. Alright, new day. Time to get to work. So we're going to be filling out these new shelves here. Let me just move so I can actually see something. So we're going to fill out these shelves with Power Rangers and possibly Ninja Turtles. And like I said before, I think I'm going to take a picture of all my Marvel Legends and stuff like that and send them to Bedrock City, see if they'll buy them all in bulk. But the goal is to get Power Ranger stuff over here. The only thing I was concerned with was the Megazords, because they are so big, like the real ones, not the build-up figures, because I can adjust a couple shelves and have them only like figure height, and then have the Megazords kind of on their own. And I think that might make a difference. So that'll give me a good amount of shelf to really manipulate. Because like this middle shelf here, this one can't move, but I bought the extra one just in case. So what I'm going to do is empty out the Power Ranger shelves and then go from there to figure out how I'm going to load these new shelves up over here. Because if it's just basically the two larger Megazords set up next to each other, more or less. I don't have any other Megazords that I know of. I don't think I still have any of my classic ones. But I can set up the Megazords, I can set up the Morphers, stuff like that. But the idea is just to kind of organize the Power Rangers instead of by vertical shelves like they are now, just in smaller segments, and maybe use a little bit more putty to stick them down, as some of them still have problems standing. But then I could also isolate the Lightning Collection stuff if I want. Which I think is something I'm going to do, because the Lightning Collection I would like to get into more obviously Legacy's over with, and Lightning Collection's doing, bad guys. So that's what I want to do. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I still have a whole shelf down there I can make use of once I clear it out from the backlog. So I have a whole empty shelf down there now. So that's something else. I can figure that out too. But I hate putting stuff on the bottom. I feel like it'll get ignored. So it'll probably be a couple stage process. But let's break down the Power Ranger shelves first and then figure it out. So I'm going to time lapse. I'm sweaty now, but that worked out pretty well. So got the Megazord shelf sorted there, and then of course the prop stuff. But then I got all of the normal Rangers there, and then the quote-unquote bad guys, with the exception of the Magna Defender. But then pulling out that shelf got me all that space for the backlog. So now I still have a spare shelf, which is kind of what I was wanting in the first place. So that leads me to wanting to do the next step, which was move my Planet X stuff up. Because as you can see there's still a lot of headroom in the Planet X shelf. But then the corresponding one, is what it is. I need to take a breather. It's just hot. A whole lot of that squatting. So I still have a whole shelf down there that's not getting utilized at all. So that's good. Feel like I put some Star Wars stuff somewhere. Maybe that's another thing I'll do, because, well, I'm getting rid of the Marvel stuff, so I'm thinking that my Star Wars stuff could spread out a couple shelves at least, maybe even further than that. Yeah, I've brought in the secondary light. But that actually makes me happy, getting all the Power Ranger stuff there. Although it leads me to want to get more Megazords, which is irony considering. But I have wanted to get the Soul of Chogokin Dragon Zord for a long time to go with the Megazord. I don't need Titanus, but the Dragon Zord is pretty iconic. I don't think they're going to do anything else with that line. If I could like make out the rest of that secondary shelf there with the Lightning collection, I'll probably do that. I'm really hoping they do more 5-packs. They just showed off that they're going to do a 5-pack of Psycho Rangers, which is great because the Legacy line never gave us the last 2 Psycho Rangers. They even gave us 2 extras. They gave us Silver, which was fake, and Green, which is the first Psycho Ranger from the comic books, never even in canon to the TV show. So that's silly that the Legacy line did that, and those were exclusives. But people could just paint those. So I've often thought to just go ahead and buy 2 more Psycho Rangers while they're on discount, and then just go ahead and repaint them, because that's what everybody else has been doing. Because they're exactly the same mold, just different color. So I would need to make a pink and a yellow, even though it's more of a gold color. So next up is moving the Naruto statues back into those spots, and then figuring out what I'm going to do with my turtles, because I don't think the statues are going to take up 4 spaces. So that might lead me to doing the turtles on the bottom 2. Spread them out, so pull Shredder and the Foot Clan out, and then do the turtles separately. And I guess tomorrow after work I'll start looking again for the Raph and Casey Jones 2-pack. So I also need to fix this little tard. He keeps falling over. It's the most annoying one. He's so fucking heavy. It's annoying, but gonna move my Naruto statues, which most are living right here for the time being. But those will look really good in a spot where it'll be lit up. So I'll move that here in a second. Oh, so still really sweaty. I need a towel. So in getting the Naruto stuff over here, I've had to redo some stuff, and removing these light bars is not easy. So I have to use my little plastic pry tool to get in there just enough so I can get a big flathead screwdriver in there to pry them down. However, like I accidentally did on the one down there that I'm working on right now, I popped it out of the shelf, bent it a little bit, but then once I got it all off, I got it screwed back together. It'll survive. So because of what I had to do with Kakashi down here, because he's so freaking tall, you can see here I've lowered the shelf. I'm gonna have to cover that with something, a piece of tape or something, I don't know. I remember there being like hole cover things that I got from somewhere. Maybe that'll work. So I'm working on the bottom one. I just literally reran the wire. Made me second guess how I had this done before. So let's see. Gotta plug it back in. Come on. There we go. Plugged it back in. And we have light. So that's good. This is one reason why I'm kind of over having my review set here. I'm not even remotely ready to move it elsewhere, but like, in a way, I'm kind of at the point where I would be open to the idea of putting a backer on it, like a vertical, just piece of plywood as a backer. Slap some wheels on this freaking thing so I could just move it around. Because it's gotten to the point that it's really annoying, especially considering what I do for that. And if I were to say move it over there by the closet, or at least in front of the closet for reviewing purposes, or at least having it on wheels would make it easier to move. It's not easy, especially considering that the framework and everything is very wobbly. So what I'm doing for the time being is moving that down. I'm going to keep the turtles in that one spot for right now. I'm just reorganizing it. Obviously it's come down a bit so they don't have a giant spot, because that originally was a shelf that had the Ultra Zord on it, so it had a lot of height to it. One thing that does bug me, I admit, is the shelves being at different heights when they're next to each other. That does bug me. I'm not willing to move the other side, though. I mean, it shouldn't get to me, but it does. because most of them are at the same height. But I had to move 2 shelves due to the very tall nature of this one, and then of course Kakashi. And I don't have anybody with regular Naruto for the time being. I can put Jiraiya and Tsunade with him. They do fit ever so tightly. And I might do that down the line. Unless they come out with, like, I really want them to have Kid Sakura, Kid Sasuke. I think that would work out really well, especially with that set. They don't have that right now. So, of course, the next ones coming are Gaara, Naruto, Sasuke. Gaara's a middle piece, but I could probably put him with Kakashi just because. And then I'll have the Sasuke and Naruto together. You know, with the exception of Madara, and Hashirama, they all can be paired up fairly nicely with other characters, just depending on fitment. But like Naruto and his dad, those two just belong together. There's almost no reason to put anything else there. You can put Kakashi between them. I just don't dig that. And you know, I could always have characters by themselves. Like if I were so inclined to do so, if I had more skinny billies, you know. But I feel like, with the exception of Kakashi, most of them don't look that great by themselves. Naruto is by himself currently, like Kid Naruto, and there's a little bit too much space for him. So, I mean, maybe sometime soon I'll, you know, shift things up, just a little bit, just to reorganize ever so slightly. But that's some progress. So now I've got to finish putting this shelf back together. I don't even know that I'll fix up these wires. I might tighten it up just a little. Starting to rethink the way I did that, where I balled them all together and twist tied them. It almost makes more sense to have the other ones differently. A lot of glare from that light. But, you know, I'm making progress. That's important. Like I said, I would like to get my Planet X stuff kind of synchronized. Oh, important thing, Planet X Omega is back and on sale at BBTS right now. Well, not back, but pre-order. So I might have to do that, although it's $300. I do want it. I don't have that money offhand. That's one of those things, like, if I could put down like 100, that'd be cool. I don't think I can do that. But I want that Planet X Omega. I've always wanted that. And if we're going back to like an original release, you know, with the head tank and all that, I'm down. And even have a metallic version coming. I don't care about that one, but still. I don't know. Too many things that I want, not enough things to have. But maybe getting rid of all these Marvel Legends will help to some degree. But I will see. For right now, I'm going to cool down. I might eat a little bit of lunch here after I get this shelf fixed up. And yeah, once again, I'm really considering moving the thing. I mean, I need access to the closet, but like I said, if it was kind of self-contained and the only thing I have to worry about is plugging it or unplugging it to get it to work, you know, I would do that. Because I would rather have, when I eventually am able to get my new desk in here, it'll replace this, so that'll give me a nice centralized workspace. And then if I could put the review set there on wheels, that would give me a lot more open floor space. And even more display space if I felt like covering up this window, which we do know leaks from time to time. Because I could easily, like, no joke, would not really hesitate to add in more billies and just have the display wrap completely around this room, essentially. The wifey would likely kill me, but I don't know that I care that much. But I would have to have something there to be able to check to see if it's leaking and, be able to get back there when necessary. Even another full-size Billy wouldn't cover the window entirely. It would still give me access. But I think that would be neat to be able to wrap it around. But, you know, I'm already on the fence about reviewing as it is. I don't know, maybe I'll even convert my new desk to a review space instead. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things where it can be a workspace, and if I felt like it, yeah, I'm going to lose a little bit of width, so I won't have as deep a review space. But I'm starting to think that I don't need that necessarily. So maybe the desk will solve more than one problem. We'll see once I can actually get it. Still showing that there's one in stock somewhere at IKEA. Sorry if that light's annoying you. But progress was made. Like I said, removing that one shelf over there made a difference. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that difference, as it were. Because I'm almost thinking... the biggest problem I have is just kind of too much going on. Part of me is almost willing to part with my MP collection. Like, I like my Siege stuff. You know, I like my Siege, and I guess eventually Earthrise. But like, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 MP Transformers, and I don't know that I care that much about them. You know, like if I had a whole MP thing, I could see it. But like the Legends is really where I'm at, and then Flame Toys, like. So maybe I'll part with my MP collection. Just, you know, sell them for a decent price in the box and all that. Because I have all my boxes. So maybe that'll be something I do. I'm going to really consider it. So it's like basically trying to just make room for the things I want to keep, things I want to continue. Like, I like my Siege. I like the Siege line. So it's pretty good. I love my Planet X stuff. I love my Legends collection. It's just kind of I gotta have more space, and if I can't add more shelves, then I gotta do away with things that are on the shelves. So that's that. So maybe what I'll do, I'll take a picture of my current shelves with the Marvel Legends, because that'll help a lot, just getting rid of Marvel Legends. So if I lose the Marvel Legends, because that's 2 whole shelves I'll gain. I've already got 1 spare shelf back already, so I could spread out my Star Wars stuff if I need to. See, that's another thing. If I could get my new desk here, where the review set is, I would kind of be okay with that, I think. Because that would give me access to all the power I need, because the switch is right there. Internet is right there. Wouldn't have a cool backdrop for reviews and stuff though. So I don't know. Maybe it'll take some redesigning. Just if and when I get that. I've got to utilize this space better than I have. That's what it's going to come down to. And also I would love, like I said, love to get another Billy to cover that up. So this table might end up going away. And the review set might change. Big changes for the Shoky space, huh?